You're watching the Brother Henry and You Show.
Engaging. Informative. Inspirational.
Enjoy today's program. I said in a previous episode that many of us have become experts in being kind to others. For some of us, it naturally flows out of us. But how many of us are giving ourselves, I'm talking about you, even me, that same kindness that we extend to other people? We're about to go into part 2 of our series, The Gift of Kindness. And today's message is, are you kind to yourself? Are you? I can't answer that for you. Only you can answer that. My name is Henry Harris, and you are watching the Brother Henry and You Show. Thank you so much for watching. Kindness includes not only being kind to others, but also being kind to yourself. I often wonder, kindness includes not only being kind to other people, which you should do. That is a great thing when you can be kind to other people, but also it's even more greater when you can be kind to yourself. And I often wonder, before we go into this lesson today, why do people have a hard time being kind to themselves? Have you ever asked yourself that question? You can look at a person's life, not that you're judging them, but you can tell when a person just are not being kind to themselves. They don't love themselves. They don't like who they are. There are various reasons why people are not being kind to themselves, and maybe we can help them today. Let me give you just a few. Maybe they have a poor image of themselves. Maybe they're too hard on themselves. Maybe when they look at themselves in the mirror, they don't like who they are. You know, prior to this series, we did an episode talking about what? Self-love, liking yourself, validating yourself, looking internally. Remember we talked about that? That can kind of go along with self-image. They have a poor image of themselves. Number 2, sometimes people are not kind to themselves because they themselves are not familiar with kindness. And for some people, maybe they have experienced kindness in their life, but very, very little of it. Some people have experienced more of being disrespected, someone being rude with them, or angry with them all the time, or maybe they've gotten done wrong a whole lot. Some people have experienced that more than someone being kind to them. So sometimes they're not even familiar with kindness because they don't know what it is to feel that type of kindness. So another reason could be traumatic past experiences. Some people are not kind to themselves based on the things or certain circumstances or events that had taken place in their lives. Self-reflection makes us look internally within ourselves to see what ways can we be kind to, not only to other people, but ourselves. This is what this episode is about. This is what this lesson is about. We've already talked about being kind to others. If you're doing that, that's great. But you need to be kind to yourself. You need to treat yourself with love, with dignity, with pride, with respect. Yeah, you need to do that to yourself. So, let me ask you this question. Do you treat yourself kindly? And if so, in what ways do you do that? I would like to know. Do you speak gently or kindly to yourself? Do you take good care of yourself? I do. I care about myself. I care about my health. I care about my well-being. I care about how I look. I care about how I present myself to the public. I care about how I feel. I care about what I say. I care about how I make others feel as well. often say I don't care what people think about me, but I do care about how people feel about me. How many caught what I just said? I don't care what people think about me, and you shouldn't either. But we all should care how people feel about us and how we make other people feel. So a person that is not kind to himself or herself, the reality is they won't be kind to you. If they're not kind to themselves, if they're not treating themselves right, if they're not good to themselves, they're not going to be kind to you. And like I said, a lot of that has to do with self-image. It has a lot to do with they're not familiar with it. So what does it mean to be kind to yourself? What does that actually mean? What does that look like? Well, this is what it looks like. It looks like not beating yourself up for making a mistake. How many times we started something, a task, or maybe you're in school and you failed a test, or or maybe you've done something and you know you shouldn't have done it. You start to beat yourself up. I can't believe I did that. I'm so worthless. I'm rotten. I mean, that's not speaking kind of yourself. That's not speaking gently of yourself. You're bringing yourself down. Don't do that. As a human being, all of us are going to make mistakes. Did you know that? All of us are. But you have to get back up, brush yourself off, and continue with life. It's just like a baby. When a baby learns how to walk, I remember when my daughter started to walk, she would take a couple of steps, fall down, and cry. And I'll say, come on, get back up. She'll smile again. I'll brush her off a little bit, and she goes on to walk. That's the same way it is with life. You're going to have some times where you're going to fall down. You're going to make mistakes. You will fail at times. But that doesn't mean that's your fate. That doesn't mean that's your end. You still have a long life ahead of you, a prosperous life ahead of you. So don't beat yourself up. Number 2, not being kind enough at something. And number 3, and this is very important, sometimes you have to be your own cheerleader. It's nice to have other people to cheer us on. Hooray, go ahead, I'm happy for you, I'm proud of you, I got your back, woohoo! That's good. But sometimes it's good to be your own cheerleader. I'm cheering myself. I'm cheering my accomplishments. There's nothing prideful about that. That's a wonderful thing. So believe it or not, being kind to yourself keeps your mind and body strong and healthy. That's exactly what you want, right? I know that's what you want. When you're kind to others and when you're kind to yourself, it actually keeps your mind, your body, and your soul healthy and strong. That's what we all want. So self-kindness always includes self-care. When you're kind to yourself, that means self-care. You care about yourself. When you're kind to others, you care about what? Others. And oftentimes, you can tell how a person carries themselves, as I said earlier, based on self-care, how they care about themselves, what they say about themselves, how they feel about themselves, sometimes determines self-care. Or if they're being kind to themselves. So self-care is vital because it shows the world that you not only care about your health, your well-being, but you also show that kindness to yourself. And that's important. And you should do that. The world should be able to see. I can tell Henry really cares about himself. I can tell he carries himself with excellence, with a spirit of excellence. I can tell he really likes who he is. You know, people should say those things about you. They should be able to look at your life and say, he really cares about himself. She really cares about herself. He's really kind to himself. She is really kind to herself. So if you find yourself not being kind to yourself and really want to start seeing the best in you, it's time for you to do that, by the way. If you haven't done it, it's time. You must first start by giving yourself what I call recognition. Respecting yourself and treat yourself. Give yourself recognition. Celebrate who you are. Celebrate your accomplishments and the things that you've done in your life. Sometimes we don't give we want recognition. We want somebody to recognize us, but we don't give ourselves that same recognition. Recognition means I acknowledge that I do need to be more kind to myself, and not only do I acknowledge that I need to be more kind to myself, I need to practice it. That's what recognition means. So not only do you celebrate who you are, but also recognition means that I need to be more kind to myself. I recognize this. It has come to my knowledge that I need to be more kind to myself. It has come to my knowledge that I need to treat myself right. It has come to my knowledge that I need to say kind things about myself. So respecting yourself means I will hold myself in esteem and start believing that I am good enough and worthy of being treated fairly and well. I deserve the right to be treated right. Remember, this is self-care. I deserve the right to be treated right. I deserve the right to be treated fairly. You do. As a human being, you do. Now, realistically, do we experience that all the time? No. People may not be fair to you. People may not be kind to you. People may not treat you right. But if they don't, it's okay. You can treat yourself right. You can treat yourself fairly and kindly. So, treat yourself simply means I will honor and celebrate not only my existence, but who I am, what I am, and my accomplishments. I am my own cheerleader. Woo! I like that. I'm my own cheerleader. I will celebrate who I am, and what I do. Can you say that? I will celebrate who I am, and what I do. My accomplishments, my dreams that I have, that I want to finish and accomplish in my life, I will celebrate that. I will cheerlead. I am my own cheerleader. If nobody celebrates you, if nobody believes in you, number one, I believe in you. But that's not enough. I want you to believe in yourself. Believe in yourself again. Believe that there is good in you. I don't care who brought you down. I don't care who told you, whatever they told you. There is still good in you, and you still have great potential. It's time for you to take that potential that you have and that goodness that you have, that you're extending it to yourself. And it's time for you to manifest that fully so the world can see that. So let's talk about lack of confidence. I think lack of confidence is the biggest hindrance to a person being kind to themselves. A person who is fully confident in who they are will be kind to themselves. A person who lacks confidence will do the opposite. Can I say it again? A person who is fully confident, we're talking about they're confident in who they are, what they do, they will be kind to themselves. But a person who lacks that will do the opposite. They will not be kind to themselves. So people who struggle in this area needs their confidence built. You can help with that. They often feel unlovable. They feel detached. They feel rejected. Sometimes they feel even awkward. And in many cases, they feel excluded. Again, you can help them. If there was anyone you need to be kind to the most, it would be the individual who lacks confidence. They simply just gave up. They don't believe in themselves no more. They're not kind to themselves. They're not saying the right things about themselves. If there's anybody in the world that really needs, not that everybody else don't need kindness, we all do and we all love it. But I think the people who really need it the most are the ones who lack confidence. So even after I was thinking about that, in what ways can we build someone's confidence? I'm going to leave you with that question. What are some ways that we can help somebody build their confidence? If they lack confidence in a certain area, if they don't believe in themselves, if they're not good to themselves, if they're not kind to themselves, in what ways can we help them? I want you to join me next week as we go to a close with our series, The Gift of Kindness. Next week will be our last episode of 2019, and I'm looking forward to closing it out with a bang. Again, there will be no episodes the whole month of December, but I really believe that next week's episode is going to really help you quite a bit. And we're going to talk about celebrating the success of others.
Hi, my name's Heather. Thank you for watching the Brother Henry and You show today. If you've enjoyed the show today, visit us at facebook.com/The Brother Henry and You show. Thank you for watching and have a blessed day.